Deep breath, Patriots Nation. Tonight feels like a turning point in Foxborough. Four pieces have shifted the board: a rookie talking legacy without flinching, a no-margin hunt for reinforcements, a phone that might ring down south for a field stretcher, and behind the scenes, a play sheet mind under the spotlight. Every detail changes the tone of this season and clears a path to something bigger than a Sunday win. You won't believe what we've got today. So sit back, hit like, and let's jump straight into the news right now. Let's roll. Stay with me through the end, because every twist today connects to the bigger picture for January football. When a rookie stares into the shadow of a myth, most people shrink. Maye did the opposite. He breathed Foxborough's cold air, looked up at the banners inside Gillette, and delivered the message Patriots Nation wanted to hear: "You can trust me." On the eve of the last game, face-to-face with Rob Gronkowski, he heard the question every quarterback dreads: what's it like to be the guy after Tom Brady? The answer came calm, mature, steady. Gronk admitted he got chills. Plenty of folks at home did too. There was no posturing, there was quiet conviction, the same kind you recognize when the game tightens and the clock refuses to forgive. And that's the difference that changes everything. It's not about imitating Brady, it's about understanding the Patriot way. Discipline, execution, cold blood in big moments. Maye isn't copying gestures. He's stamping his own signature, setting the tempo, owning the middle, punishing single high with accuracy and courage. The practical result? We enter week 9 at 6-2, riding 5 straight wins, and it truly feels like the team's ceiling has risen. It shows in the locker room: more confident body language, a huddle that believes without noise, linemen thumping their chests after a moved chain, a defense that celebrates because it knows the ball is going back to the right hands. Want concrete evidence? Football gets simpler when your quarterback doesn't blink. Progressions flow, checkdowns turn into easy yards, play action freezes safeties. That's why the heir to Brady conversation finally sounds legitimate. It isn't a factory sticker, it's a week-to-week construction. Every correct third down read becomes a brick in this bridge from past to future. And yes, there's still a long road ahead. Defenses will adjust, the marathon is long, and ugly turnovers will happen. The difference shows up after the mistake. Chin straps snap tight, eyes forward, the next call with conviction. It's the psychology of confidence spreading through the entire roster. The strategic impact explodes through the playbook. With a quarterback who speeds up decisions, Josh McDaniels opens it without fear. Motion to diagnose coverage, spread formations to isolate mismatches, screens that punish pressure, bootlegs that put linebackers in conflict. All of it elevates the pieces around him. Diggs drawing bracket coverage frees boot underneath, tight ends light up the seam, and the run game stops being an obligation and becomes the blade that kills clock and closes games with authority. So let me ask you, fan, are we ready to admit the future showed up early? Because if this pace holds, the conversation stops being just get back to the playoffs. It becomes home field advantage, national respect, and that old Foxborough freeze in January. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. And inside the building, that poise travels. From the quarterback room to special teams, from the sideline to the stands. If there's one unit that can't afford missteps in November, it's the backfield. With Ramondre Stevenson limited by a nagging toe and the rotation pared down to Tre'Veyon Henderson and Terrell Jennings, the margin for error turns microscopic. In that context, Jerome Ford's name picks up steam. In Cleveland, the board shifted after the draft brought in Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, tightening the fight for carries. The bridge is real. Mike Vrabel knows the Browns' locker room and exactly what kind of competitor Ford is. Explosive enough to flip a drive, disciplined enough to execute without fluff. Take a breath and think like a GM for a second. What are the 3 immediate needs? Lateral burst, third down protection, and special teams value. Ford checks all 3 boxes. He's contributed as a returner, has the acceleration to punish tired defenses in the fourth quarter, and most importantly, reads pressure well. A crucial trait to keep Maye clean while we keep using play action as our daily blade. Nobody's saying he's a one-man franchise changer. We're talking about widening the offense's operating window, reducing volatility on critical downs, and giving Vrabel more buttons to press. Ball security and pass protection remain non-negotiables, and Ford's track record suggests he can be trusted in both. On paper, the tactical fit is straightforward. In inside zone, he brings power and balance to fight after contact. In outside zone, he shows the patience to find the backside cut. With Ford sharing the backfield with Stevenson, we add freshness in the fourth quarter and multiply 11 personnel looks, forcing defenses to respect the run even from spread sets. That opens windows for slants, glance RPOs, and deep play action, exactly where Maye has been dealing real damage. If he gives you 8 to 10 high-leverage touches a game, mission accomplished without stealing the offense's identity. Financially, the math adds up. Cheap contract, controllable cap, and an acquisition cost that realistically shouldn't exceed a day 3 pick, maybe with conditions for snaps or yards. For Cleveland, it's a crowded room. For New England, a market opportunity. The risks exist. At times, his vision rushes the read on developing blocks, and consistency dips when the box tightens. You solve that with motion, sharper pre-snap indicators, and a heavier dose of duo counter to put the block right in front of the runner. So here's the simple question for Patriots Nation. Is it worth investing in RB when other needs are screaming? When the price is low and the offense's margin grows, I say it is. But hold on, because what comes next could stretch this attack vertically. The phone might not have rung yet, but the signs are everywhere. New England is on the move. The trade deadline is knocking. And after sending Kyle Duggar to the Steelers and Keon White to the 49ers, nobody doubts that Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf still have cards to play. Only one question remains: offense or defense? ESPN voices point toward offense, and the name echoing backstage is Rashid Shaheed, New Orleans burner. At first glance, it feels like a luxury, but it could be the final touch that turns the Patriots' offense into something truly explosive. Ben Solak was blunt. Shaheed fits perfectly in Drake Maye's system. He's inexpensive, blazing fast, and tailor-made for the spread-the-wealth style New England is building. The logic tracks. Since Julian Edelman retired, the franchise has chased a vertical threat who stretches the field and forces defenses to respect every inch. Stephon Diggs is doing his WR1 job. Kayshon Boutte is rising, but that spark that changes a defense's geometry has been missing. Shaheed is exactly that profile. Speed that turns simple coverage into panic and leverage that stretches rules. Speed doesn't just add highlights, it forces safeties to back off, widens throwing lanes, and even makes the run game more efficient by lightening the box. Even so, there's a caveat. With Duggar and White already gone, the defense lost muscle and experience. Plenty argue the investment should go to the other side. Maybe a dominant edge, maybe an interior rusher who brings heat and restores tactical balance. It's the kind of dilemma that defines a season's path. Double down on an offense that's cooking or rebuild the defensive base for January football. There's also an inconvenient truth circling the Gillette hallways. The Patriots are once again a team that attracts players. Vrabel changed the atmosphere. The locker room believes the group is tight and the quarterback is for real. That matters when you're trying to convince a player like Shaheed to swap the Superdome climate for Foxborough snow, and if the front office makes that move, the message is crystal. We're not just building, we're aiming high right now. Whichever way the board shifts, the feeling is that something big is coming. The Patriots are buyers again, and when that happens, the entire AFC pays attention. Amid the many storylines around this team, one has been gaining real traction behind the scenes: the resurgence of Josh McDaniels. After 2 frustrating head coaching stints, the offensive coordinator looks like he has rediscovered his element in New England. And it isn't just about the wins, it's the spark in his eyes. When a coach speaks with ease, you can tell something shifted inside. In his latest availability, McDaniels was clear. I love this. I love being here, working with Vrabel, learning every day and watching the process take shape. The sincerity in his voice showed how well this partnership is working. And you can see the reflection on Sundays. The offense led by Drake Maye is a portrait of that harmony. The rookie is completing 75% of his throws, sits top 5 in QBR, and already has 15 touchdown passes. Elite output. McDaniels found a way to simplify the game for the young quarterback without stripping away aggression. Constant motion, high tempo, quick throws that become long gains, and a structure that balances precision with audacity. It recalls the glory years with Brady, but now with a modern twist. Faster, more flexible, and tailored to a new generation. Continuity and staff chemistry matter, and you can feel both on every scripted opening drive. The most striking part is the mood. In practice, McDaniels looks like he's having fun in a way we haven't seen for a long time. He smiles, talks with players, and challenges the defense in drills. After the Las Vegas fiasco, finding purpose again in Foxborough became a personal redemption arc. Winning is fun, but learning to enjoy the process is essential, he said. It's the kind of line that reveals maturity. Someone who understands the Patriot way isn't only about results, but also about culture and purpose. Of course, the rumors will keep swirling. When an offense hums and the team stacks wins, owners start dialing. But judging by his words, McDaniels doesn't sound eager to walk away from this project anytime soon. The bond with Vrabel is strong, the mutual respect obvious, and the roster is growing under this new identity. With the Patriots entering the weekend as favorites against the Falcons, that excitement is only likely to climb. Maybe what we're watching is more than a career recovery. It's the birth of the definitive Josh McDaniels, the mentor guiding Foxborough's new era. Put it all together, Patriots Nation, and you can feel the outline of a steady turn. A quarterback who doesn't blink, a backfield with options, the real chance to add outside speed, and a renewed coordinator who maximizes every piece. Foxborough is imposing respect again, and that changes the psychology of big games. Now it's about cementing identity, minding the details, and turning January into a destination, not a dream. I want to hear you. Do we prioritize a budget RB, a burner like Shaheed, or a dominant pass rusher? Drop your take below and tell a friend who still doubts New England's ceiling.